did you know that it is actually possible to rally off a superior catapult? Well, I didn't. Anyway, hello everyone, Xales speaking. In the video about how to exploit your terrain and die less than you should. Also, how to adapt according to what you are fighting. So in this clip you see two Chronomancers. Irina uses Greatsword, Berserker Burst Mesmer. I'm using Scepter Sword. This configures me to be a brawler, close confines fighter. They have stealth gyro, we can't use stealth because we are trying to take the camp. They shouldn't be using stealth, but they didn't notice. When enemies converge on the downed thief, stealth gyro stealths both enemies, and the camp flips to our side. So the first lesson here, utilities are situational. My portal here in the middle of nowhere wouldn't really help me, and enemy stealth gyro has managed to give us a camp. Also, they had no one ranged. We could put as much pressure as we needed. Compare 3 previous opponents to this single Dragon Hunter. He outranges me, my main defenses are blocks, and some of his attacks, especially the pull, pierce through blocks, so my defenses don't really work, and he puts me on constant defense. Irina is trying to burst him down, but Greatsword has a pretty lousy damage. That is, nice burst, not enough damage per se. So the only thing I can really do is try to survive and line of sight him. Our damage, which was pretty good in the previous fight, here is simply inadequate. Between teleports, mobility and range, it's hard to hide from his arrows. Note that the only reason I'm actually alive in this fight is the fact that I'm using the terrain properly. I'm hiding behind any possible nook and cranny, and I try to recover somewhat. Eventually an opening appears and we can chain crowd control him, but if I simply attack the Dragon Hunter without trying to use terrain, I would get downed, Irina would try to res me, and hell knows what would happen. Okay, Longbow Ranger. 2 enemies and a camp. Players have the tendency of moving backwards, so if I simply attack with a portal, they will get into the camp. If I go on the opposite side of where they are located, they will go away from the camp. This is why I used both Blink and Decoy. I don't want to fight in the camp, I'm Berserker. As you can see, I'm pushing the Ranger away from the camp. He should have dodged through me into the camp and run as long as the signet is up. That way I'm able to avoid the scout fire and the guard's stuns. And thanks to the portal I am able to escape even after running out of defenses. And now I can take the camp. Okay, in this fight I'm going to show you the fight against a glassy thief, a good thief, in another camp which is being contested. That is, this camp belongs to the third party. When I am on this build, thieves are in 2 categories. One, thief who will die below 10 seconds. But this one belongs to category 2, thieves who will kill me in open area. I cannot predict his movements because he has every possible place. Also, the swordsmen need to run. The gravity well here buys me time in case he wanted to Heartseeker. And note that the portal is positioned in such a way that he doesn't see where I am located physically. So I can reset combat. Remember when I said that this camp belongs to the third party? In any normal situation, he would have won this fight. But what happens if the same thief in the same camp fights me in a place where he cannot maneuver? On the bridge, he has no place to actually hide. Swordmen do not have to run. I can simply stay close to them, so the thief will get hit. And even if I do not have the gravity well, here the thief is in the worst possible terrain for him. Note, if I was playing a Greatsword Mesmer, this would be the worst possible terrain for me, and the thief would eat me for breakfast. Another one to show the same concept. Condition Chronomancer. Between the stealth, between the defenses, and the way damage is dealt, Condition Chronomancer plays a bit like a thief. He wants open space, but not as much open space as to be countered by a Longbow Ranger. This is not a good place for me to face a Condition Chronomancer, because he can kite my swordsman. Because of no line of sight and open space, he decides when to attack and how to attack. Note, when I fought the Dragon Hunter, I fought differently than when I fought the Longbow Ranger. You need to change your styles according to the terrain and to the opponent you have. When I got Moad, I hid behind the pillar. The worst thing you can do as Moa against a Condition Chronomancer is to try to run away or to use skills. Unless it puts you in a better position, that is. This fight was recoverable, but I was a bit too slow and didn't use the Well of Precognition. If I did, 3 bleeds wouldn't have downed me. I literally bled to death. Same enemy, same build, same MOA. Different terrain. Note that here we have a lot of obstructed. My enemy can't use stuff to the best of its abilities. It is possible to line of sight the clones and, well, everyone. And swordsmen are able to actually run into the position. Also, it's easier to catch someone in Gw2. So this is my perfect terrain, unless of course enemy has stability, in which case it is my worst possible terrain. Even more is not a problem because I can jump down the cliff, and this time I was able to use Well of Precognition. As my damage skills are Shatters, and this is also Conde Cleanse, he got caught in Gw2 with less than full hit points, and I came out on top. There is also a special type of terrain. A down opponent is a place others will converge on to res. So this is a place you put your nukes on. This is why, as Berserker Mesmer, I rarely res others. Thanks to the power of Portal, if I do not panic, I am able to distort stomp someone even in the middle of the Zerg and go away. But thing is, using your utilities is very situational. Here I have charged 3 opponents, who are trying to destroy my superior catapult before I take their tower. Even if I manage to kill one of them, it's still not enough because 2 are alive. I hoped they all are Glacier, but no, only 1 got stomped. So if I'm endangered, I can port away, right? I thought so. One of them was the deal 12,000 damage Dragonhunter. If I tried to port away, I would die. Portal is not instantaneous. It takes some time to activate. So I had to both blink and decoy away. And, well, look good behind the wall, pretending I'm useful. And I think that concludes this video. So, remember that your surroundings are extremely important. Know what you are good at in your build and what you are weak at. Use your surroundings. And remember, Mesmers, always look good. Your butterflies, they depend on you. Ah, right! Towers! Of course, towers! Never fight close to enemy towers. Never. You don't know who sits there. How could I have forgotten? So, thank you for watching. Xalis out.